Are you sick of old-fashioned painting techniques that are impossible to replicate? Are you sick of your models looking like crappy box art? So am I. Do you want your models to look badass and in an actual war? Look no further. I'm gonna teach you how to do it in 10 steps or less. Maybe more. Let's get started. Step 1, we're gonna use Ushabti bone and we're gonna paint the entire model in it. Step 2, we're going to use Castellan green. We're going to use this for the green parts on the death card. I put it on one shoulder, later we'll do a stripe. I put it on one knee and a stripe on the power pack or the backpack. Step 3, we're going to use Balthazar gold for the bronze areas of the mini. I just put it in all the trim areas. Step 4, we're gonna use Iron Warriors for that dark metal look. I just put this on all the metal parts and that was mainly on the back of the mini. Step 5. We're gonna use Agrax Earthshade and we're gonna put it all over the mini. And it's really important to let it dry completely. After it is dried completely, we're gonna go use Ushabti bone. And I used a larger brush because I think it's just easier to blend that way. And I barely have any paint on my brush, so wipe it off first with a paper towel or just wipe off most of it off on a plate. So if you want to keep that grimdark look, which if you did the Agrax Earthshade, then you should be doing this step. We are going to stay away from the edges and we're just going to kind of focus everywhere but the edges, and we're just going to dry brush that on and build up some areas that we want it to be brighter. For hard to reach areas, I switched to a smaller brush to get into the little tight areas that I couldn't with a big brush. Now, if you want even brighter highlights, then we're gonna mix Ushabti bone with some white. We're going to dry brush it on. So first get your brush and just wipe it on a paper towel. And we're just gonna kind of dot it in into some highlighted areas that we want it to be. Now we're gonna go back and use Castellan green for the highlights on the green parts of the death guard. This is gonna give a nice look, so when you do the brighter highlights, it's gonna have a nice gradual fade. Now it's time for that gradual highlight. For this, we're gonna use Elysian green, and we're gonna focus on the very top of the shoulder, the very top of the knee, and just the top of the power pack. Now for highlights on the bronze areas, we're gonna use Sycorax bronze, and we're just gonna focus on the edges of the bronze areas. Now for those sweet highlights on those middle areas, we're gonna use a bright silver or iron breaker, and we're just gonna work on some of the edges and make like little scratches on the metal parts. Are you sick of using those sticker things? Well, so am I. I've actually never used them. I'm gonna teach you how to paint a decal for the Death Guard. First, we're gonna use Castilian green. I did this to make a stripe down the shoulder. And to do this, I focused first on the center of the shoulder, and then I just kind of slowly moved out, pushing firmly against with the brush till I got the distance I wanted. Next, we're gonna use contrast black Templar. I just find this easy to paint with decals. And first, we're gonna focus making kind of like an oval circle in the middle of the green. And then we're gonna branch off, and it's gonna end up looking kind of like a spider with chubby legs. Once you finish making the chubby legs on the spider, you're gonna make them go into little triangles to look nice and pointy. Now we're gonna use a slightly watered down white until it's an ink-like substance, and we're gonna paint the skull. First, I just kind of focused making that head top part area, and then I kind of thought about the eyes and I made them look angry. I had little circles around, and then I put these little divot kind of circles for the cheekbones, and then almost like a little triangle coming out from there for the jawline. It's really hard not to make mistakes when you're painting a little skull, So we're gonna go back with contrast black Templar and fix the mistakes. For me, it was the eyes and the nose. Now for that grim dark look, so the skull is not super bright and white, we're gonna use Agrax Earthshade. Now for the eyes, we're gonna use Mephiston Red, and I put them in eye area, and then I kind of just lightly tapped it around the eyes as well. Now we're gonna use Troll Slayer Orange, and we're just gonna put just a little bit in each eye, and then when your brush is mostly dry, we're gonna tap over that red just a little bit with that Troll Slayer Orange. Now, if you like battle damage like me, we're going to use a watered down white, and we're gonna make little scratches all over the white parts of our mini and put like little dots and random stuff throughout. Now for scratches on the green parts of our mini, we're going to use Elysian Green. Now for deeper scratches, we're going to use a watered down Abaddon Black, and we're just going to put some of them, not all of them, just underneath some of the little scratches that were lighter than the paint coat. Why are you still here? If you're here this long, go subscribe or watch my next video. Bye!